Truly, babe. What's up, YouTubenites? Welcome into the Cover Price Shakers Daily Shakers of the Week. First Shaker show of December. Super pumped. Chris is out sick, but I got Gabe. Man. I got Marty. You guys are in the wrong spots. There we go. Yeah, let's do a round table. Marty, what's up? Ho, ho, ho.
Greetings and salutations, geekettes, YouTubenites out there. Man, we are already getting close to Christmas, man. We are in December. And as you can see, I'm showing festivities here. It's great to be back. It feels like I haven't been in a while. I don't know what's going on. Is it me? Yeah, I've been out a little bit, you know, but nevertheless, Chris is not here, just like what Laura was saying. He's sick. So get well soon, brother.
It's good to have you back. Can I see your sweater, though? Can you stand up?
Oh, sure.
You're wearing pants? There we go. Oh, I fucking love it.
Think of that. Of course.
Perfect. All right, Gabe, follow that up. How's it going? How's life?
Hey, I'm glad to be back here with everybody. I missed everybody last week, but it was Thanksgiving, and I killed myself on pecan pie. And as cute as your shirt is, Marty, it's way too early for this Christmas stuff. It's way too early.
No, man.
It's Thanksgiving just happened, and then everybody just goes, "Oh, Black Friday and Christmas trees are up," and
yeah,
and all that stuff. It's a little much. It's a little much already.
Are you being serious? The day after Halloween, my tree was up.
Humbug, Gabe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with Marty on this.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, so that's past. So I don't care much about the rest of the year. New Year's Eve is important to me, but besides that, who cares? Who cares?
You don't care about Christmas?
Christmas,
not a Christmas guy, huh?
Christmas is cool when you're a kid, right? And then for me, after you got past the age of getting toys and you started getting sweatshirts and underwear for Christmas, I was out until I started having kids. And now Christmas means a lot more because, you know, my kids and stuff like that. That's where it matters now. But for me, I don't care.
You know where Christmas is to me? Right here. Always has been, always will be. It's always been right here, regardless of advertisements, regardless of, you know, how they publicize everything nowadays. It'll always be here. And that's the kid in me. And speaking of kid in us, that's why we're here, because we talk comic books. We talk anything that's within nostalgia and kid-like dreams, right? Here we go.
Exactly. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I'm glad for Christmas. It's only the 4th. Let's be cool. Let's be cool.
You're insane, Gabe. That like blows my mind. The day after Halloween, it's like Christmas. Let's go. And
see, that's the thing. I love Thanksgiving, but it's like, I'm not gonna say that. It's the holiday everybody kind of skips, right? Like it's Halloween and then Christmas. Nobody cares about Thanksgiving, even though that's the best holiday.
You think so? And you're entitled to that. Of course, you're entitled to that.
Okay, well, let's just dive right in. Guys, if you were just joining this sad display of Christmas cheer, at least we got Marty here, right? We got Marty back, so we are covering the shaker. So we're looking at rare and most surprising sales of the week. This is really interesting stuff. Every week's always so different. The aftermarket speaks, so we're here to kind of relay that message. Marty, what do we have for shaker?
Man, this is interesting list tonight. So number 1, we are bringing you 68 number 2 Nat Jones cover B Jimi Hendrix Image 2011. Horror comes in many forms, and writer Mark Kidwell, along with artist Nat Jones, decided to bring us to the very heart of it with this Vietnam zombie bloodbath. Initially dropped in one shot in 2006, Kidwell brought back 96 in 2011 for a 4-part miniseries that expands on his original concept. Recently, the variant cover for issue number 2 by Nat Jones scored a record high of $200 for CGC 9.6. The cover pays an undead homage to Jared Mankiewicz's iconic 1968 photo of legendary Jimi Hendrix, a tribute to era's culture. CGC currently has 4 9.8s, one of which is a signature series that could turn this book into a greater find if any of those other copies surface. Isn't that something, man? This is a really, really interesting look on a zombie Vietnam era kind of a thing, right? I personally have never heard of this book, but I find the art very appealing, you know?
Jimi Hendrix was like my thing when I was in high school. It was like Jimi Hendrix and Bob Marley whenever I was driving. It was like the best remedy for road rage. If you're ever like
Hendrix
really mad,
and Bob Marley.
If you're driving in traffic and you're like, I don't want to kill the person next to me, turn on one of these two guys. They will make you feel like better about life. It just kind of
just the music, right? Nothing along with those two.
Yeah, just those two songs. Like these two artists like just made me feel so much calmer. Okay. And I don't know. What do you think, Gabe?
I like to listen to deathcore metal music when I'm in traffic and pissed off at people.
Great, fantastic.
Which kind of goes right along here with this really cool zombie Jimi Hendrix. I like it.
That's something.
This is a cool story. I remember. I don't know. Is this the first series or the second series of '68? But either way, like I really love Vietnam comic books. I really love just the history of Vietnam and the tragedy that started it, and that came out of it. My dad was a Vietnam vet. He was a grunt.
Was he really? Because my kids' schools hesitate to even talk about it anymore. And I'm like, dude,
much respect. Respect.
My pops told me a few stories, but that he never got much into it. Other than the few times that he woke me up in the middle of the night having a flashback. That was kind of scary. But either way, this is cool. I love zombie stuff. This Vietnam '68 stuff was a fun story. There was like 3 or 4 volumes of this comic book series. Like it's pretty
right.
cool.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know if this is the first though, but there's only 4 of these on the census, so that's saying something to the rarity of it.
And it's another thing that just kind of crosses genres, right? Comic books and music. And here's the thing: you guys are absolutely correct, though. Like music from the '60s is some of the best music of all time. Hendrix, The Doors, Janis Joplin, like all that stuff from that era it's fantastic music.
Yeah, Beatles, I hope this stuff like this should like keep the genre alive, because like my kids have no idea who Jimi Hendrix is, and it's like I wish I could kind of get them back to this time frame, because everything nowadays, I don't want to sound old, but everything nowadays just sounds so hollow. Music doesn't hit for me anymore. It doesn't hit on that. It doesn't resonate on any level that's going to stick with me for decades. Whereas Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley, they accomplished that. So,
isn't there a Jimi Hendrix movie? That stuff's always fun to get people into, like get them into movies and stuff. Like The Doors. I don't know if you ever let your kids watch The Doors, but that's going to make them fall in love with that music for sure. And with Val Kilmer.
Movie. Rest in peace. Does that count?
What's that?
The Pink Floyd movie. I saw that.
Saw that one.
Did you put on Pink Floyd while watching The Wizard of Oz?
No. Should I?
Oh, you don't know about that?
I heard. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've never done it personally, but that's interesting.
It's real and it lines up perfectly.
Does it really?
Not the entire movie, but there's like parts where it's like, wow, this is really weird. Yeah.
It sinks in then.
Good stuff. Well, great way to kick off the Shakers list. If you guys are just joining us, this is Shaker number 1. They are in alphabetical order. We have 68 number 2 by Nat Jones, Jimi Hendrix variant from Image 2011, a 9.6 coming in at $200. We're going to cruise right along. What do we have for Shaker number 2, Gabe?
Shaker number 2. Here you go, Todd McFarland fans. Shaker number 2 is Cap Up number 3, Todd McFarland red cover, signed by Todd McFarland, limited to only 10 copies. This is published by Felix Lugo in 1992. What an insane grab for a couple of lucky Spawn collectors. For those that don't know, Cap Up was a fanzine that was published out of New York in the early 90s. It stood for Collectors Against Publishers' Undesirable Practices. That's a lot. They were big opponents of gimmick covers that crept up during that time period. I wonder how it would feel today. Either way, their most notable issue is this one: obtaining permission from Todd McFarland to use Spawn on the cover, and also featuring an interview with McFarland. The bi-monthly newsletter was not a large publication and ended up printing only 150 copies of the issue. Out of those 150 copies, fewer than 20 were printed in red ink. And of those very few numbers, only 10 were signed and numbered by Todd McFarland. In a very surprising turn of events, 2 of these extremely rare books sold on the same day. A raw copy that was number 4 of 10 sold for $1,200. In addition to this sale, a raw, very fine, that was number 5 of 10, sold for an all-time high of $1,550. Currently, there are 11 copies on the CGC census, 2 of which are part of the signature series. Maybe these 2 copies will join the other 2 graded copies, and then only 6 more signed copies will remain in the wild. That is awesome.
Yeah, this is cool. I've never seen it
I like
before.
that.
Have you?
I have not seen this, and good luck, Michael Baker, who's our Spawn guy in the chat. This is really neat. I love these like fanzines. I'm a big fan of fanzines. I mean, even currently, like I'm a big fan of like Back Issue Magazine, Alter Ego Magazine, all like the Tomorrow stuff. But this is even more. Like this is just somebody in their basement, printing off copies. Yeah. And this is interesting to get permission from Todd McFarland to do a Spawn cover.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen this Spawn image unless it's from inside of a comic somewhere. Like the image doesn't really ring a bell for me. And then to get him to sign a limited number of them and numbered and signed, like this is just cooler and cooler. Like this is really sweet.
Yeah, there's
limited
an interview
10, right?
cover in this book too. This book features an interview from Todd McFarland, which is part
so
of
cool.
Yeah,
so cool. I mean, for him to go out of his way and say, helping people out. I've heard so many great, amazing stories about Todd McFarland at conventions of him just taking care of people.
Wait, I'm sorry. You what?
I've heard a lot of good things about Todd McFarland when he's at conventions. Like he would really. Yeah.
I can't find my button. My buttons don't exist. Otherwise, I would have clicked it. Dude, I think they took all my buttons off. I'm not even kidding. They're not even here anymore.
Oh no! They totally they censored you. That's what they did, Laura. They censored you.
They're not on here. None of them are. Oh, that would have been the perfect moment for that too. But I love it when you reminisce.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, shaker number 2, cap up number 3, Todd McFarland, red cover signed by Todd McFarland, limited to 10. Felix Hugo, 1992. Top sale for a raw, very fine, $1,550. All right, Marty, what do we have for shaker number 3?
Yep, bringing in East of West number 16. This is the Image Expo 2015 exclusive. Published by Image 2014, depicting Red, the faithful robotic companion to Ranger in East of West. This Image Expo exclusive has recently jumped far beyond its average of $50. According to Cover Price Robot, a near mint raw copy of this variant by Meredith McLaren recently sold for $200. Hard to find due to the fact that buyers had to attend the one-day Image Expo in San Francisco to obtain it. It's been made more rare with time. Currently, there are a handful of copies on eBay, including 3 9.8s, which have been signed. Considering they listed at $400, a $200 sale seems rather reasonable. Huh. Interesting. East-West. I remember when this came out. Never got into the series myself, but I do remember this. But to have this Image Expo, this is one thing I love about the Shakers list is like all these obscure different type of books that only you can get if you go to an Image Expo, and I like these little rarities of things, kind of like what we saw with the the one read prior to this with the cap up. You know, interesting what we see these on going for this
I think
price.
that
So
they're getting attention too because you have Nick Dragata on this series, and he's been doing amazing work with Absolute Batman. So I can see why
oh,
people are starting to
absolutely.
flock back to his previous work. Even though I remember when this first came out, everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna be options. It's gonna be options. Matter of time." So I'm not shocked to see this here, but with any type of indie title, I'm always a little hesitant if you're looking just to flip based off of options because it could take
Mhm.
years. But yeah, Dragata is doing amazing work right now. So yeah, makes sense that people would go back to his earlier stuff. Gabe?
Now, this is a cool book. East to West. I've always heard nothing but great things. I love everything John the Hickman does. So I need to pick up the compendium for this and check it out. But I think you're right, Laura. Trying to score a flip on an option, if you don't already have it to flip when that option announcement is made, then you're already behind the eight ball kind of thing. Like,
100%. Yeah, it happens so fast. It's like within a matter of like Redcoat, within a matter of seconds, you saw the book just like skyrocket.
mhm.
And it's too late. If you don't have it, you're out.
Yeah. You gotta already be lucky enough to already have it in your collection or your inventory for it to really matter for you to get a good flip on it.
Mhm.
Cool.
East of West, number 16, Image Expo 2015, exclusive from Image in 2014. Top sale for a raw near mint coming in at $200. Gabe, what do we have for 4?
All right, number 4. I love this because it's a cool Jim Lee cover. Shaker number 4 is Legion of Superheroes number 1. This is a Jim Lee 1 in 10 variant that came out in 2010. Jim Lee has been a major part of the comic landscape since his early work at Marvel Comics in the late 80s. Lee became a household name in the 90s. Lee became a household name in the 90s when he began his legendary run on Uncanny X-Men. His art on the best-selling single issue of all time in X-Men number 1 and was part of the group that created Image Comics. Lee then became one of the most sought-after artists in the industry for most of the decade. In 1998, Lee sold his publishing company, Wildstorm, to DC and began working for that company. His work on the 2003 Batman storyline Hush would go on to become one of the most beloved storylines in the history of Batman comics. Lee continued to put out incredible work with DC with All-Star Batman and the creation of the New 52. While Lee was less actively working as an artist, he remained an important part of DC as he was co-publisher along with Dan DiDio. In 2020, Lee began work as the lone publisher of DC Comics. Cover art by Jim Lee has been collected by fans for 30 plus years, and as time has passed, many of these covers have increased over time as less copies are available on the aftermarket. Many of Lee's ratio variants, especially, have climbed in price to hundreds of dollars. One of the lesser talked about variants by Lee is this 1 in 10 variant for the 2010 series Legion of Superheroes. A graded 9.8 of this variant sold for $310 this past week, making it an all-time high.
Dang, that's impressive. I remember when I
like
first
that.
started collecting, I was like, anything Jim Lee, I'm going to buy. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was like, okay, this is impossible. But as time went by, like you were saying, Gabe, the ratios, finding those really early works, that's the stuff where it's like, okay, pick those up if you can.
Yep, stuff like this. Those before Watchmen ratios, I think they're like 1 in 100s for some of those. Those are really cool, and those are kind of pricey and hard to find too. I mean, it's Jim Lee. He set the tone artistically for the 90s. Like everybody was trying to ape Jim Lee at the time. And even today, you see a lot of his influence still in like the ingredients of a lot of
100%.
current collectors like styles today.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What do you think, Marty?
Oh, he's 100% right. I mean, when it comes to 90s comics, 90 artists, you know, Gabe is the man to see. But just remembering back then to seeing a lot of Jim Lee's artwork, just myself, just being amazed and trying to get, just like you, Laura, just trying to get as much as I could. But just seeing his work just go from that to this, it's amazing. Great artist, great person.
You pair that with Sinclair and Williams, and oh my God, the trifecta. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Right.
That's peanut butter and chocolate right there.
Amen to that. Legion of Superheroes #1, the Jim Lee variant, 1 in 10 ratio from DC 2010, a 9.8 coming in at $310. What do we have for shaker #5, Marty?
Oh, look at this. Monsters Unleashed #4, Kalman Androphaz, the hip-hop variant, published by Marvel in 2017.
Which one is it? Which hip-hop variant is this? I don't recognize it.
I don't know.
NWA. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It is. The entire lineup of Marvel hip-hop variant began to increase in demands around 2019, 2020. These covers were all homages of different cover art for hip-hop albums by various artists. During the time, every cover was selling for $10 to $15+, with many ratio variants eclipsing $100 easily. As the trend died down, the value of most of these covers also dropped from previous highs as the market pivoted to whatever the hottest things was at the time. There has been a few exceptions, though, one being this Kalman Androphaz variant for issue #4 of the Monsters Unleashed. This cover is an excellent homage to NWA album 100 Miles and Running. We covered this variant way back in January of 2024 here. This variant is particular as it was released during a time where some variant covers have difficult ordering requirements to meet to be able to qualify.
Yeah.
This issue required retailers to meet or exceed 100% of Civil War II #7 for the standard covers of Monsters Unleashed #4. If that requirement was met, then this hip-hop variant wasn't order all you want. Many retailers failed to meet this difficult requirement, thus leading to a lot less copies available on the aftermarket than most other non-ratio hip-hop variants. A new high for a raw copy of this book was set in November 30th, when a near-mint copy sold for $349. This is only $51 lower than the all-time high for a graded 9.8 copy as well. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a track on this album called Just Don't Bite It. All I'm going to say is if you're in the exclusive market, take notes. Listen to that song. See if it resonates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Androsovsky.
This is a weird one. This is a strange cover.
Though, right?
But also, I do remember, like, I was ordering comics at this time for stores, and that meet or exceed like threshold was a pain in the ass. It sucked.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. I heard from talking to other LCS owners about just you have to meet certain requirements for everything, and that just started becoming such a hassle.
Yeah, because stuff like see, this is your Civil War II #7. Now, I don't remember that's the last issue of Civil War II, but they would do that to you, where it'd be like, you have to order a lot of copies of Civil War II #7 because it's like a big issue, or, hey, that might also have been another meet or exceed criteria book as well. So, okay, well, now I got to order like 50 copies of that book. And now on top of that, 3 months down the road or whatever, they hit you with that again. We have to exceed those numbers. So they would get you that way where it'll be like, this is a big book. Like, this is a new #1 of like a big series or of a crossover event where you will order a lot of copies of it anyways. And then they try to force you to order even more copies of Monsters Unleashed #4. And this Monster Unleashed series wasn't burning up the charts, and it wasn't the talk of the town or anything like that. So I can see a lot of
the carrot game, and people will go for it.
That was before the variant game was a big thing too. 2017 and whatever. Like, it was not. That's all pre-COVID. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's.
I wish they'd bring these back. The hip hop variants hit so hard. All the nostalgia behind these is just, and they were really well done, very well thought out. So I think that Marvel did a good job. I wish DC would do something kind of similar to this and create like a whole line that people could collect and chase after, because I think it was a good concept. It was well executed.
You want to do more hip hop variants or other genre music?
No, if it was me, I would probably go more rock.
You can do some No Doubt cover.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Let me
like
see him do some
182.
Cannibal Corpse coverage, which will probably never happen, but yeah.
I mean, there's options there, right? But the concept behind this was really good, and it hits with the people in this market that are looking for this type of stuff. So they hit all those points, I guess. All right, that was Shaker number 5. Monsters Unleashed number 4. The Common Androzofsky hip hop variant from 2017. Raw near mint coming in at $349. Guys, we are halfway there. Make sure that you are subbing to the channel. Follow the channel. We have shows all week. There's so much content here for you guys. Make sure that you are following CovrPrice. I mean, it's like a lie. I can't name all of them. All right, what do we have for Shaker number 6, Gabe?
All right, number 6 is Original Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Number 1 from Omega 7, 1992. So released in 1992, this issue features the first appearance of Original Man and marks the start of the Omega 7 universe, created by Kansas City activist Alonzo Washington. Washington was one of the earliest Black creators to build a superhero world focused on real-world activism. And his comics often appear in local news for their anti-gang themes. He relied on a grassroots distribution approach that used barbershops, churches, and community centers instead of the direct market. And most issues, give me a second. And most issues were printed in very small runs, funded out of pocket. Copies were passed around and read heavily, which makes any surviving copy hard to find and high-grade copies extremely rare. Well, a $100 sale for a mid-grade copy reflects new attention on both the scarcity and cultural importance of Washington's work.
Interesting. Okay. Not a book I've ever heard of, so I can't speak much to it, but I do like the fact that people are out there hunting down stuff that is based on history.
Yeah, I mean, I don't honestly, I don't know much about Omega 7. I do remember this series at one time coming out, but I never really got into this.
I've never heard of this before. It's interesting how he just kind of published it himself and just set it up at churches and barbershops and, kind of community gathering places. That's kind of cool. But other than that, I have no idea what this book is about, or I've never heard of this before or anything, really. He's going face to face with the Aryan Avenger. Oh, right.
The Aryan Avenger. Yeah, you're right. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. That was Shaker number 6, guys. Original Man, the most powerful man in the universe, number 1, Omega 7, 1992. Raw Fine coming in at $100. Marty, what do we have for 7?
Ooh, beautiful. The Sacrificers, number 17 by Chuma Hill, 1:15
love
ratio.
Chuma Hill stuff. Oh my God, love this. Okay, continue.
Thank you. Image 2025. Chuma's certainly been shaking things up recently with some pretty astounding numbers. And this week, he adds another record-breaking high to his list with Sacrificers number 17, which sold for $285 raw. Rick Remender and his team over a giant generator have churned out some fantastic titles. And with the help of Max Fiumara on interiors, this book has drawn a following. If you haven't had an eye on Chuma Hill yet, you should probably start, especially on any incentives that he's got out there, which are rapidly appreciating. Gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful cover. I like his style. I like his work. He's definitely been getting a lot of attention lately, so very, very nice.
Yeah, and aside from the fact that Chuma Hill did a fantastic rendition, if you guys have read The Sacrificers at all, you'll understand who this character is. So the premise of the story is that you have to sacrifice somebody from your tribe, so to speak. It's kind of like the Hunger Games in order to create this utopia or to maintain this utopia. And this is the daughter of one of the main characters, and she fights back and she's like, no, this is not right. I want to protect my people. And so you see her with a sword that she's using to protect her tribe. It's so well done. Usually I'm all about the art, but in this case, the story and the art parallel in equal measure. Incredible. Absolutely love this. Gabe?
I don't have anything to say. Never read this book. Never saw this before.
What? All the sacrifices.
Which I feel bad about because I really love Rick Remender. Like I read a lot of his great stuff. Like I love his 7 to Eternity, his Uncanny X-Men.
7 to Eternity is one of my favorite of all time, Gabe. Of all time. 7 to Eternity.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I have the entire series behind me right now. Rick Remender does a really good job of keeping the pace of a story where you're like itching for more, but they don't dump too much on you in one panel at the same time, and it's so well done. But you put Chuma Hill on top of that, this book is like, I'm upset that I don't own this. I don't, but it's really, really good.
Nice.
Read this story if you guys are a fan of the Hunger Games. Do you remember in elementary school? I don't know if you guys ever read this, Marty, Gabe, The Lottery. Did you ever have to read The Lottery?
Yeah, I remember reading it, and then they showed us like the movie of it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember that.
It kind of reminds me of that, to be honest. Like flashbacks to 8th grade where I'm like thinking about the lottery.
Interesting.
8th grade, and they showed that to me like in 5th grade.
Almost a Fahrenheit 451 kind of concept, mixed in with Logan's Run, I guess.
Yeah, Love and Thunder, kind of the way that they created that god. This is kind of another way of thinking of this.
It's just another form of population control.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Theories. No. But no, that's what the lottery was about. It was about population.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, this is kind of similar to that. This is really well done. And Chuma Hill, one of my favorite covers was the Zatanna book that he did with all the spikes coming at the back. And it's very good. I'm fangirling a little bit, but here we go. Shaker number 7, The Sacrificers number 17. Aside from the art, you guys read the story. Fantastic story. Chuma Hill variant 1 and 15 from Image in 2025. Raw near mint, $285. That's incredible. Crazy. For a 1 and 15 variant. What do we have for 1 and or number 8?
All right. No, man, this is awesome.
What do we have for 1 and 8, Gabe?
Number 8. Number 8 is Strange Tales number 29 from Atlas Comics, 1954. When most people think about Marvel's Strange Tales run of comics, it tends to be the superhero era of characters that come to mind. Characters such as Doctor Strange, Human Torch, The Thing, The Watcher, and S.H.I.E.L.D. all factor greatly in this particular series. But in the 1950s, when Marvel was still known as Atlas Comics, it was a horror-based stories that were definitive of the series. One of the more popular issues is number 29, which is loosely based on the Salem witch trials, with the twist being witches do exist and they do not appreciate being tortured. This sounds great already. The story unfolds with the executioner, Verlin, looking for more people to execute. He decides to accuse an old hermit named Mother Gru of witchcraft and straps her to the rack in hopes of a confession. But even as he begins to stretch her limb from limb, she refutes the charges. Then he throws her in his rat-infested dungeon for 5 days without food or water. But she continues to deny the charge of witchcraft. Verlin continues to torture her to no avail. He then decides to dress as Satan and visit her in her cell at night. She ultimately agrees to confess, but as Verlin leaves and attempts to take off his costume, he's unable to do so. It has become part of him. The mob believes Satan himself has come to their village and mercilessly beats him to death. In the commotion, Mother Gru flies away on her witch broom. Psych! This past week, we saw a record-breaking CGC 7.0 copy of Strange Tales 29 sell for $4,800, shattering any comparable sales by thousands of dollars. Here's hoping that we see another great Atlas horror comic come up for sale in the weeks and months ahead.
Is this because of Wicked? Are people like, oh, we love witches now, so I'm going to go back and find all these old books that have a green witch on them?
I think this is cool in so many ways because, I mean, dating, I mean, look back, 1954, 7.0 in that's got to still look pretty damn decent. And the fact that, you know, you have such nostalgic, old strange tale like something from the 50s for this much. Oh my God. I love this. I love this in so many aspects. I love the story. I love the Salem witch trials. There's so many good things about this book.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Gabe?
I mean, God, anything from the 50s that was like horror, crime, stuff like that I love that stuff just because it was, you know, pushing the envelopes before, I mean, ironically, before the basically witch trials that comic books were getting in the 50s because of seduction of the innocent. Not ironically, excuse me, coincidentally, they were getting witch trials basically of, you know, comic books back then before the Comics Code Authority. So this stuff is really cool. I love this kind of stuff. I love seeing it on here. I'm trying to look up what the previous sales were since they said just beat it by thousands of dollars. Yeah, it looks like a 7.5 sold in 2021 for $2,400, and more recent a 5.5 sold for $990. So this is a massive sale. I wonder why it jumped so high. I don't know if this is just low.
I'm telling you, it's Wicked.
Or
Wicked's
maybe
Wicked's gaining popularity.
You think so?
I would think if there's Wicked involved, it'd be more like Oz comics or something. I don't know.
Maybe, but like you have these parents that their kids are obsessed with Wicked, and they're like, "Oh, I'm obsessed with comic books. So I'm gonna go back and find something that has a rendition of the Wicked Witch." And this to me like just hits on that level. It could not be that. I'm fully speculating, but I think that might play into this whole idea that the villains nowadays in movies are always actually kind of like the anti-heroes.
I just love that this is that Salem witch trial kind of storyline where the guy dresses up like Satan and the costume sticks to him and they beat him up.
I mean,
they can just beat up the devils, but yeah, that's cool.
That could be it too.
Yeah.
All right, Shaker number 8. We have Strange Tales number 29. Atlas 1954, a CGC 7.0 coming in at $4,800 respectable dollars. What do we have, Marty, for Shaker number 9?
Yep. Oh, there we go. Supernatural Beginnings and number 1, Jared Padillaki and Jensen Ackles, cover photo 1:10 ratio, DC in 2010. Perhaps one of the greatest series of all time, Supernatural fans are lucky enough to track down a copy of this photo cover. Well, maybe not the greatest. I am a bit biased. However, this series was the CW's longest running show, ending after 15 seasons in 2020. It is by far one of the most successful properties, and this book benefits from the popularity of the show, as it is essentially a prequel leading up to where the show starts. This tells the story of why Sam ultimately chose to leave the family business. It is also officially canon, as it was written by a team of writers that joined on the series for season 4. One of them even went on to become a showrunner in later seasons. Supernatural was yet to fade into the past, though. In fact, it just started a new comic series this year. What truly made this comic book for a high price was the fact that this variant was a cover photo. Aside from the stellar storytelling, there are many fans that simply enjoy the brotherhood between Sam and Dean. Jared Padillaki and Jensen Ackles, respectively. This variant cover features both of the actors and would make for a great display piece in any fan's Supernatural display wall, which is probably the reason why a fan purchased copy of this book for a new all-time high of $70. Time to drop the best track ever. You know, I tell you, man, I loved Supernatural. When I first...
Have you watched it, Marty?
Yes. Oh my God. I love it.
Oh my
I
god,
love
my daughter and I are
Supernatural.
obsessed.
When I first started season one, and I found season one, I just started just binge watching that thing all the way through.
Yeah.
Every weekend opportunity I could, I got off work, binge watched it. Well, I caught up on everything, and I absolutely love the series. They have such good chemistry in the TV show, and to see
100%.
something like
Yeah.
that, yeah, to see something like this, come out, and it's a prequel to understanding why Sam had left the family business. That's so cool. I should really look for this and see if I can get this and read this, and it's kind of
Yeah.
fills in those gaps, right?
The big brother and the little brother dichotomy here, like he's like, I got this,
Yeah.
I'll protect you, and the little brother's like, I don't need it. The whole thing, it's so well done. This
Yeah.
comic cover makes you think like, oh, they're hunters, but obviously they're very investigators if you've seen the show. But it's just like, it's really like, come at me, bro. Like, let's see what you got. In the background, you
I
have
love.
the salt, like they're ready to hunt. It's
I
just,
love.
it's perfect.
I love how they break that fourth wall, and when they do that, when they did the convention, the hunter convention, and you had all
Yes.
these fans, and then you also have the person that's writing the novels about them.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
actually,
so well done. I really
yeah.
enjoyed this whole series. And like again, I have a 17-year-old daughter, and her and I watched this together, and we're just like, wait, no, she's 18. Shit, she's 18. I have an 18-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
We watch
Okay.
this, and we love it. We're Gilmore Girl fans too, so kind of carries over. What do you think, Gabe?
Never seen the show. I'm just sitting here listening to you guys fawn over it, and that's cute.
Gabriel. I'm calling you by your full name, Gabriel.
They actually have
Leslie.
supernatural conventions too. That are standalone from any other conventions.
Yeah, they have them here in Vegas every so often.
Yeah.
I've seen it once or twice.
Just
But I never
okay.
seen the
You
show.
made me watch X-Men '97, right? You like forced me basically, and I loved it. Watch the first 3 episodes of this.
And I think it's kid friendly too, Gabe. If you wanted to, watch it in with your kids, but I think it is pretty kid friendly, isn't it, Laura?
I would say so. And aside from all of that, the fact that this is a photo cover variant, we keep seeing the rise and the triumph of these photo variants that used to be completely disregarded. So if you're out in the wild and you're hunting and you find a photo variant in good condition, pick it up. Just trust me, pick it up.
I remember when photo variants were icky.
Yeah,
they were very icky for a while.
Yeah, I never really got into them. I never really got into them until I started seeing them rise with the Star Wars photo variants. There are a lot of Star Wars photo variants out there, and they fetch a pretty penny.
All right, this was Shaker number 9. We have Supernatural Beginnings and number 1, the Gerald Padillaki and Jensen Ackles photo variant 1 in 10 from 2010. Top sales $70. Last but not least, what do we have for number 10, Gabe?
All right, number 10, we have Trixter, number 1, Neal Adams promotional album tie-in from Mechanic Records 1990. Trixter was a New Jersey hard rock band that rose to popularity in 1990 with their self-titled debut album, which produced several hits, including Give It To Me Good and 1 in a Million, and briefly placed them amongst the rising acts in the glam metal scene. The band members were openly comic book fans who admired Neal Adams, and their management approached Adams through Continuity Studios to create a comic-influenced aesthetic for their album art, helping the band stand out visually during the height of MTV-focused marketing. Adams produced the cover and related promotional artwork, which led MCA Records to create a small promotional comic style insert that aligned with the band's comic fandom and reinforced the album's branding. This promo piece is quite rare today, reflected in the very few sales that we've uncovered over the past 10 years. Yet this week, a rare sale appeared with a price tag of $200 for a near mint raw copy. There are only 3 copies on the CGC census, a 9.6, an 8.5, and an 8.0. Its rarity is due to it never being sold in stores nor distributed as an exclusive through the direct comic market. It was only included in limited promotional press kits or early album publicity packages. No official print run has ever been documented, though collectors estimate that it was in the low thousands at most. With many copies discarded or lost in the 30 years since its release, the scarcity combined with Neal Adams' fan base and the unusual crossover between rock memorabilia and comic book art makes surviving copies surprisingly desirable. If you are lucky enough to come across a copy, do not pass it up.
Bro, seriously, this is so cool.
I love it. I mean, it's Neal Adams doing album art, and he did a cool comic book with it. I wonder what the
It
interior.
feels like that Metallica Eddie from Stranger Things vibe, which everybody's just all about right now. It gives that whole feel to it. So I see the appeal.
I love the whole like god or like celestial creature in the background with his hands coming out towards the band and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Neal Adams. Of course, it's going to be
of course
artwork. You know,
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. I'm curious about what the insides and interiors and what other promotional stuff that Trixter had with this. That's cool.
Yeah, cool.
Marty, anything to add?
No, not really. I mean, this is like, like you guys saying, Neal Adams, man, he's legendary. So to see him doing like a Trixter cover, I mean, and really add some, I guess, bling to it, if you will, or some nice touch of what he does. I mean, it's nice, cool cover.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. All right, well, there you go. Number 10, we have Trixter. Number 1, Neal Adams promotional album tie-in, Mechanic Records 1990 top sale, raw near mint, $200. That was our last shaker, but before you guys go anywhere, Gabe is going to tell us, I'll put you up here, what's shaking on the aftermarket.
Let's get into the shakers. What's shaking
Let's
is
do
shaking.
We're moving so fast. Hopefully you guys don't mind. We're moving quick. Here we go.
Man, this is great. Like we're burning through.
it.
Not I don't want to be here and hang out with you guys more, but last time was almost 2 hours. That's
Or Laura, how you feeling?
My voice is starting to go the more and more.
Yeah.
Now.
Bless you.
All right. We got some good stuff here on the top row already. Look at this fun stuff. Look at this fun stuff we got here.
Black Cat.
Yep. Can't go wrong with that Black Cat mystery number 50. $47,000 for
$47,000. Jesus.
For a 9.8 though, that's reasonable for a 9.8.
No, that's a 9.0.
No, it's a 9. Fuck, I think I need glasses. Well, you're right. It's a 9.0.
Your voice is going. Your eyes are going.
9.8 for that would be like Crazy Town, right? How cool.
Oh, I thought it was a 9.8. I'm like, that's reasonable. Okay, never mind.
No. I mean, hell, like this Batman.
I mean, a 9.0 from what year is that?
54.
54. Okay.
Yeah, 54 must have been a good year for horror comics because we had that Strange Tales on here too. But man, this is great.
I've been sick, guys.
Was it 55 when the trial started to happen? I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm trailing off here, but that's interesting. Yeah. And look, you get a Batman 1 for 9,500.
9,500. Jeez, man.
How about a Richie Rich number 1? Not even the first appearance of Richie Rich, just the number 1, an 8.5, $7,100.
Jeez.
Guys, they know that I'm sick. The cat's out of the bag. They're aware that I've been sick. I've been very sick. Very, very sick. But I'm trying. Sorry.
You're a trooper, girl. Come on. No need to be sorry.
Okay, keep going.
Maybe you need Anthony to come visit you again.
I know,
right? And always point out the Vampirella number 1. Shout out to TiVo. This was his white whale of a book.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Lots of vitamin D, C, and zinc. Absolutely. Good combination right there.
Yeah. Sound like somebody said that to you earlier today, Laura.
You did. Yeah, I got you.
I'm curious. I'm curious about this though. This Action Comics, or excuse me, Adventure Comics 247. I might be reading the tea leaves a little too close, but we had that Jim Lee Legion of Superheroes #1 variant go for a pretty good price. And now this is the first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes. And if I'm not wrong, also it's like the first Jim Shooter comic. Either way, but I'm wondering if there's any kind of like Legion of Superhero stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, James Gunn is going to be introducing that in the DCEU.
Maybe
he's doing. Yeah,
maybe. But this is a cool book. I love like this. This is first appearance of Legion of Superheroes. This is first appearance of Brainiac 5 2 or something. But yeah, there's a Legion is one of those like black holes in my comic book knowledge. I know nothing about Legion of Superheroes. I've never really read a comic book or anything of it.
Like this goes all the way back, man. Yeah. What is that? All American Comics #20.
Yeah.
Is that the first Green Lantern?
It is the first appearance of Red Tornado.
Red Tornado.
Yeah.
Now there's talk. Yeah, there's talks of him for the James Gunn too. That's probably why we're seeing that one go up.
Maybe. I mean, there's talks about everybody's saying there's talks about something. There's always some random rumors. Like the whole thing about Scarlett Johansson being the mask of the Phantasm. Possible, but who knows, right? It's just,
I heard that today, actually. I just barely heard that rumor. Yeah.
You just barely what?
Heard that rumor about
Scarlett Johansson like yesterday or something. But again, how many times do these rumors we hear like never come to fruition? Like it's
true.
I feel like it's just a lot of like social media accounts just trying to get clout and just saying everything they think is possible. Either way, Richie Rich #2 on here for $38.50 on a 9.4. God, that must be beautiful looking at a 9.4. Wow.
God, look at that.
Roasting wieners.
Richie Rich, especially that bright yellow.
We got
that
Star
is so
Wars
cool.
#1.
That Action Comics right there. That is such a badass cover right there.
I love it. Let me click on this because I'm just curious because I think this is an image. I love when you come across this stuff too. When you come across like old comic books and it has like the kids wrote their names on them.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of what it looks like on this cover. Like the kids wrote their name on it. Jim something. Sometimes you see that as like a pedigree on it.
They used to stamp those, date stamp them too.
I like date stamps. Some people don't like date stamps. I really like date stamps. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I miss is a classic trade dress like this.
Absolutely.
Oh, where you just say it's pretty simple, right? It's just the title. You got the kind of the red banner, and I love the Superman breaking the chain kind of corner.
It is what it is without them trying too hard. Like when people come into the shop, they're like, "Do you have this?" I'm like, "Show me the trade dress. I'll tell you if I have it."
Yeah.
And
trade dresses are very era based too. Like you can look at it at a trade dress and be like, "Oh, that's from the 80s."
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 2005, something like that.
Oh,
that's
very
a great
much so.
Yeah.
I didn't know Anthony was in the mix. All of a sudden, I heard his voice.
She's like, "I gotta run to the facility," and I'm like, "I got you." I'll add it.
Nah, dude, there's some great Batman books on here. I love
Neal Adams. That Neal Adams Batman.
That Neal Adams Batman. You know, what Neal Adams Batman?
You know what I dig about this time frame, the 40s up to like the 70s, is how they drew movement.
Is that Bob Kane?
Like,
no, it's Bob Kane.
They don't move like that, but that's how they represented them. So you know if you drew it that way, that's how it happened.
And this is like they use his image for the Batman 66 series.
For they use that in so many things, like the animation or that's a very popular image right there.
Just a quick question. Okay, I don't know why, but Gabe specifically, tell me that you never tied a towel around your neck as a 10-year-old and ran around the house hoping it'd fly behind you like that.
Oh, maybe like a sheet. I did a sheet. Yeah, I always did sheets and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
You just hope it caught wind.
Yeah. You just ran fast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And it would look like that, or you thought you looked like that.
And you hope, you thought it in your head. You're like, this is badass. I'm running around
capes are so cool, man. I got my Batman cape. I'll put on my Batman. It's so cool just walking around in it sometimes.
They need to bring back capes as like a fashion accessory.
Oh my god, I'd be jumping off buildings with that thing.
Love it. The giant size X-Men 2760 seems really cheap for a giant size X-Men 8.5.
8.5. Wow.
1,000 first appearances in the hat. So yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, come on. This is the real start of X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is
raise your hand if it's hard to read X-Men comics.
This is where you start. This is where you start people. Hey, where do I start with X-Men? Giant size, you know?
Yeah, but it's all the team, like the team ups, like X-Men and the group comics. It's like, unless you have a really dialed in like writer, I get lost in keeping track of the characters.
Yeah, because they always kind of split them up.
I could see that. I could see that. There's a lot going on with any type of team comic book, you know. Even sometimes with the Avengers, I used to remember getting lost in that too. I'm like, okay, where am I? And I have to go back and read it, you know. And then I get lost with, okay, which panel? I think this is the next panel, you know.
I do that every time. Every time they come up with like X-Men #1, I'm like, I'm starting now, and then I read like the first 3, and I'm like, I'm lost.
We also get a writer who just can't handle that many characters and ends up turning into like a twosome book, you know, where they just kind of focus on like their 2 favorite characters.
Pretty much, yeah.
But there's a team. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. This other Batman right here is great. It's 59. Is the first appearance of Black Mask? Is that what this is? Deadshot. But whatever, just random comic book with like this like spaceship flying, and it's the first appearance of Deadshot. Just
what's that going for? $7 grand?
I didn't take a look, but I just love this cover. Love the orange kind of
fading into like
red. Like that's really cool.
That's got to be a hell of a beam coming all the way from Earth to the moon right there.
I don't know who drew the Earth, but that's not what North America looks like.
Who's the artist?
I think that's coming from Canada right up there.
I don't know, man. I think this is probably Dick Sprang. I think when I say it's Dick Sprang with that kind of bat head that was on this ship. I think that was the bat head that was on like the Batmobile at the time.
Cheesy. That's so cheesy, man. But that was so popular then. That's how they brought in the kids, you know.
This is $2,000 for a 5. Again, not terribly priced. Like a 5 for that.
Not bad. Yeah.
Too bad. I don't think that's too terrible. Like that's doable.
Batman. Where's Lando, man? That was my karaoke thing entering right here.
We're going this page. Excuse me. Silver Surfer #1. Love that book. Love that book so much. $2 grand for
the Malibu. Do either of you guys own the Malibu Sun?
Not this one, but I have the one that's the Savage Dragon and the Wildcats. It's just a preview magazine. It's basically a preview magazine for Malibu.
That's right.
There's one book coming out through it's their catalog, pretty much. It's not a comic book. It's a catalog. It's strange that this is the one that everybody kind of flocks to for like quote unquote first spawn,
first cover appearance and preview.
Yeah. And this is the Error one too. That back cover that's like missing color. Yeah.
Look at that Action Comics 39. Look at all that yellow up in there.
Yeah, it's great.
That's amazing.
1941. This is like what, World War II times happening?
Oh my goodness.
41 cheese.
Team 41 history right there, man. Look at that.
And I'm loving your trade dress, Anthony. The more you point it out, the more I'm noticing it. Like I love
I'm telling you, like
people red at the top all the time. The little little Batman symbol, the little DC symbol, and the big giant 10-cent marker. Like that's cool.
I'm telling you, trade dresses are going to come back in style. It's going to.
Well, here's the thing too: is like look how big the logo is, right? That's so it stands out on on the newsstands.
Yeah, like I don't know if you guys ever heard the story, but Teen Titans #1, I think it's volume 2. George Perez drew that as a full size. Do you remember with Starfire and the whole Teen Titans, the new Teen Titans team coming at you?
Yep.
If you look at the original, it's a box of art, and there's a white border around it with the Teen Titans logo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So a long time ago, Laura and I really wanted to do this for the George Perez anniversary. So we want to do a reprint of it. And the DC team reached out to us and they said, do the George Perez book. And we weren't decided on it yet. And I was like, okay, why this book? So it's the anniversary. And when he submitted this art, he submitted to us as a full piece spread. He didn't want a trade dress on it. He wanted it to be submitted as a virgin. And in order to not cut off Starfire and her head and her hair, they had to shrink it down to fit a trade dress on it. Because the virgin variants didn't exist back then.
Right.
So we were like, okay, let's do this cover over again. They're like, do you want to run it the way that Perez wanted it originally? We wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I was like, no shit. Like, absolutely.
Wow.
Let's go virgin
That's
variant.
so amazing.
Isn't that crazy? So he submitted
yeah.
the art without the white border. And he said, I want a full page. And they said, no, we got to fit the Teen Titans logo on the top. And it would cut off Starfire's head.
Can you guys see my... Anthony, can you bring my screen up? My screen share?
Where you at? Right here?
Yeah. So I brought it up what you were talking about. So here's what the cover looks like.
Yep.
Printed.
Wait, that's not it.
Here's what it looks like on the Overstreet guide. And then here's the original black and white.
There it is.
There we go. Right there.
And that's how the boy wanted it. But they shrunk it in, gave it a white border, and put a trade dress on it.
And then there it is. The kind of like art made production ready. Well, yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, they shrunk it down so they could put the title up there.
It's awesome, right?
I love it.
Beautiful, beautiful, man.
That's cool, man. I didn't know that story. That's great.
It was a sweet nugget because I would have never known unless they said, "Do you want the trade dress or do you want it the way he wanted it?" And I was like, "Serve me up."
Wow, dude.
That's awesome. All right, dang, that's cool. Good stuff.
Hence my obsession with trade dress.
There you go. There you go. You learn something new every day, man.
Oh, I don't know what the 7 Seas book is. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Baker cover from 1947.
7 Seas. 19. Wow.
Trying to bring it up. That guy's getting manhandled by a squid. And this lady's coming in kicking ass.
Yeah, she is. Look at that.
It looks like a
Seas comics.
This looks like a like Flash tattoo art.
Doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And again, another classic trade dress with the 10 center on it.
Yeah. Again, yeah, just a big old logo, so it sticks out above the newsstands.
Love that.
Close my screen, damn it. Let me bring it back up, bro. Damn it! I closed my entire tab. Give me a minute to log back in.
Yeah, layouts is like a big thing. So when I send out, Laura and I obviously do a lot of exclusives, and I don't have a creative bone in my body, like not a one.
No,
no. If you gave me like markers and like every art supplies you could imagine, wouldn't come up with anything. But I can see it in my head. So what I like to do is I go into Photoshop and I send artists like super really rough, like cut and paste crap. And I'll send it to them like, this is what I'd like. And then they artistic it up for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's so true. Like Laura gets into this evergreen thing. It's evergreen. I love it. It's evergreen. And don't get me wrong, I love Laura. She's fantastic. It's evergreen. It's a timeless piece. I think that if you want it to be concrete and last, if you stick a quality trade dress on it that people will remember, in addition to the art, it will last time. But if you give us garbage with more garbage in a garbage trade dress, it's kind of like, all right, whatever, we'll forget it.
Yeah. Or it gets too busy or something like
anywhere. Yeah.
Bring up my screen, bro.
Where are you at? Yes. The Ghost Rider logo is timeless.
Yeah, dude, I was looking at that right now when you were talking about it. Like that's a cool trade dress. And somebody in the chat asked what a trade dress was. And what we mean by trade dress is the logo and like the stuff that's kind of around the logo, like like on his Ghost Rider, it's like the logo.
He's riding a motorcycle. There's no tab.
The Ghost Rider busting out of the page. Like that's dope.
And another thing too, like a lot of with the like newsstand versus like direct edition, no matter what the comic was on Marvel, it was a Spider-Man head. Because that was the most popular.
Yeah, on the direct
right. That was the direct version, right?
Right. So it didn't matter what it was Spider-Man's head. So because that was popular. So if you can put something out that's timeless and rememberable, like you can crush it on the trade dress. I think letterists are super underappreciated.
Oh yeah.
Letterist, yeah.
Yeah, like Russ Heath doesn't get enough love. Mark Workman doesn't get enough love.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. And the thing is too, like with the corner box, like you said, it has like the Spider-Man logo in it. A lot of times, if it's when you get a direct edition, it has that barcode. I think it just ruins the cover.
Yeah.
Sometimes that barcode just blows everything off. Like Amazing Spider-Man 316, that Todd McFarland cover.
Yeah.
The direct market one has this really awesome Venom image, and then the newsstand just has this ugly barcode. Like it really ruins it to me.
I do enjoy the trade dress covers, but I also think depending on what the cover art is, it almost takes away from the art as well. Like I said, depending on what the art is, the cover is, you know, some things look good trade dress, while other things, you know, I prefer like a virgin variant to it. You know, but then it also goes to, you know, would you prefer a sketch cover over, you know, a color cover too, you know? But
yeah.
And the thing is,
it's a matter of preference.
Like Werewolf by Night, that's a cool logo. Strange Tales is a cool logo. Even like Amazing Spider-Man, these are all kind of iconic. I'm kind of iffy on that Jurassic Park one, but these are all hand drawn. Nowadays, it's just like computer generated fonts, and they draw it on the computer, and they kind of font it up that way, you know. But this stuff is all hand lettered, which, like to Anthony's point, letterers get no love, you know.
Yeah.
Not too many people can name off enough letterers that mean anything. And the thing with the letterer too, also is, they're almost like an umpire of a sports game, like on a baseball game. Nobody really cares or notices the umpire. Nobody cares or notices the letterer unless they make a mistake or something's off. It's the only time people really notice lettering. Only time anybody cares about the umpires is they call a wrong ball or something, right? So they only get attention when they're doing something not the right way. Like I see comics where the word balloons are too big and the words inside of the word balloons are too small, and it kind of throws it off. Like that's a letterer mistake. But otherwise than that, they're kind of invisible because they're doing their job the right way. You don't really notice.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. A perfect example of this is that, gosh, the other night I made homemade tortillas.
Nice. You got a little tortilla presser?
I don't. I rolled them out. They're not perfect circles. And this is why I'm bringing this up with the tray dress. I rolled out some tortillas. I cooked them and I pulled it off and says, all right, let's see what we got. Put a little butter, a little salt, took a bite, and I went, shit. And everybody's like, why? Why shit? It's because Laura will never let me buy pre-made tortillas ever again now because they were freaking awesome.
Send me your recipe, man, because I don't like homemade tortillas. I don't like store-bought tortillas.
I got you. And it was easy. You know how I cook at home.
Three ingredients, like flour, oil, and salt for the most part. Right?
Easy. Yeah, basics. It's mostly on the prep. But it's the same thing you're saying with a trade dress. It's like computer generated, great, whatever. But if you draw one, it feels so much better, guys. Yeah. Do it by hand. Do it yourself. That's what you're here to do. If you're a comic book artist, draw comics. Don't put it through generators. Don't put it through Control C, Control V. Forget all that. Draw it. Get it done from scratch, and the consumer will appreciate it. So again,
and hand lettering versus computer lettering, like you can tell like the difference. Like there's some life to the hand lettering compared to just like a computer font kind of
trade dress and tortillas. I like that.
Chad, we're getting into some really nerdy conversation right now. That's great.
I know. I'm deep diving because I always think to myself, like Gabe knows this. I try to cook as much as I can from scratch. You know, nanas and family and preservatives and all that garbage. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I did it. Because there's so much more effort put into it, and you can tell that way in comics. The writing, the panel, down to panel design. Jesus, panel design and the layout. There's thought into it. It's not like I got to pump out a product. It's I put my heart into this. I read Camelot 3000 the other day again for the millionth time.
Brian Bowman, man. Brian
Bowman. No love, and it's fantastically done.
Absolutely.
Like you guys know I'm really into comic book history, and I talk about it all the time. Interior artwork is so important. Panel layouts, the way that they do the Z line with their eye as you go from panel to panel. Like there's certain ways that they trick your eye into moving to the next panel. The art of a page turn is lost. Like the reveal is supposed to be like on the page turn, not when you turn the page and you see it on the right side of the page. It's supposed to be on the left side of the page. So when you turn it, you gotta like look at it. And, that's the big reveal. All of that is so incredibly important, and I don't know if it's like editorial or whatever it is. Like there's no focus on page designs. It's like here's 6 random panels. Also, you hear me going on a rant. There's no backgrounds in comic books anymore. It's like a dropped in filter of like starburst or maybe like a line or two to make it look like it's inside of a room, but there is no living, breathing background in comic books right now. For the most part, this is a very general brush I'm painting with here, but that's some of the things I notice and I miss, and that I really appreciate when I do see great backgrounds and great panel layouts, or even just page designs where it's not just panels, like square panels. It's like a circle panel and like quarter circle panels and like moon shaped panels, and like there's some kind of like artwork in the layout itself, like you were saying, Anthony. Like I love that stuff. I love seeing that.
The layout and the way the text is presented tells a part of the story.
Absolutely.
And people forget about that. For like, I'm not a reader, and my son wasn't a reader, and this is the whole reason we started Bird City. The way that it's laid out and the way that the text is presented is the excitement into the story, and we're losing that. A lot of people are like, collecting is bad, or the new stories are bad, and the artists are trying to put their stamp on everything, and they forget the art of storytelling. How many people have a grandfather or an uncle that would sit around a campfire and tell you some gnarly ass stories that you never forgot as a kid? And it's how they presented the work to you. It's not what the story was. And we're losing that in comics.
How often do we get sound effects in comic books anymore? Or even like here on Werewolf by Night and the Strange Tales, how often do you get word balloons on covers anymore? You know, how often do covers, now we're going on a big rant, how often do covers represent what's even happening in the comic book, other than it being, if you like the art, that's great, but it's just a really cool pinup a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
I don't consider a lot of these cover artists to be quote unquote comic book artists. Beautiful covers, they're wonderful artists. There's no denying that. But a comic book artist is somebody that can tell a story. The storytelling inside the panel pages is the most important part of a comic book. It's the most important. You should be able to look at a page with no words and understand what's going on. And welcome,
100%,
everybody.
Yeah, the art of storytelling is getting interesting, and the ones that are crushing it are continuing. Like James Tynion, I know that's like the hot name. The dude can tell a story.
Yeah.
Read The Closet. I know The Closet hasn't been like a big hit. Read The Closet. You want to know storytelling? It's a story about a guy at a bar talking about a monster in his son's closet, and it will grip you by the end with the panels that are laid out, the way the story is presented, and we're losing that in comics.
Yeah, I miss it. You have to dig for that and look for it, you know, outside of a lot of mainstream comics. So you got to go Image or kind of indie-ish to kind of find that kind of
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Well, that was the hard part, and I'm getting off on a tangent here. So I'm sitting in the shop the other day, and this guy comes in, and he's talking about this or that type of comic. And I said, the problem with comics right now is that they're hiring these really edgy artists to do the mainstream Marvel DC. So you get into the Marvel DC mainstream comic characters, and then, you know, Marvel or DC hands them this hypothetical folder and says, these are the rules that live within your character. So they have to write the character within the confines of the rules of which they exist. But they all want to put a twist. They want to put their stamp on said character instead of giving us what we love. Where if they want to be creative and they want to wow us, go to indie. But when it comes to your Supermans, your Batmans, your main Wonder Womans, and Marvel, your Iron Man, whatever, give us what we love and give us something exciting and something good to read. If you want to be an artist, write indie.
No, that was the
on point. Yeah,
That was the Robert Kirkman manifesto of
Oh,
make
yeah.
your name
Yeah.
in mainstream comics, take yourself to Image or Indie, and then that's where you make your
Damn
career
right.
and money in your life is through that. And that was the Kirkman manifesto idea of things.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
and you know what?
Shout out to like Distillery. Distillery's doing that with all these. I mean, and I don't even order a lot of Distillery, but those dudes said, "Here, artists, write, draw, do you," and it's really good stuff.
Because that's the focus right now is like gimmicks and covers and things of that sort, and not so much on storytelling and the what's inside the page much right now. Which I think it is. Everything is very secular. Everything's a pendulum swing. It'll swing back to like right now. Absolute Batman is a good example of really good storytelling, good story.
Absolutely.
You want to see what happens the next issue. Skin Breaker, everything ends on like a cliffhanger because it's Robert Kirkman. You want to read the next issue. So I think hopefully we get that pendulum swing back to that kind of a focus. But in the meantime, it's like, all right, well, show me what you got. Let's find something cool indie wise. Image, Distillery. Dang it, what's Jeff Johns' imprint that has like Rook Exodus?
That's Image Rook.
But that little like sub publisher that they have with all those books, things like that. That's very story based and art based, telling the story. So cool.
Well, I think we're getting towards the end here. Laura looked at me and gave me the thumbs up, and I'm like, I'm deep. Just get out of here. So it's all moving forward. I think we're getting towards the end here, guys. The overarching point is encourage somebody to read something. Encourage them to go out and go outside the box. I get a million people that come into my shop and go, "What do you got that's Amazing Spider-Man?" Great. Let me show you Amazing Spider-Man. But what type of writing do you like? Put them onto somebody. I'm a big fan. I don't know if you guys are of Rom V.
Yeah. I like some of his stuff.
You never hear his name. When he wrote Swamp Thing, I was like, this dude's writing Swamp Thing. And he's not trying to be extra about it. He's giving me Swamp Thing. Rom V is a great writer. Find writers. Encourage other people to read those the writings of that person. Let's put some of these people on the map, and let's bring back damn trade dress. Like classic, like this is
classic.
The one. This is it.
Well, that's been my thing. I've always been wanting to try and start like a reading group. So it's like, hey, everybody, hey, let's all read. I don't know. Laura was talking about how much she loved Rick Remender. Hey, let's all read Seven Year Eternity or Uncanny X-Force or something.
Hell yeah!
Talk about it. Like
and
that's as a retailer, Anthony, you know, there's nothing more satisfying being a retailer than somebody saying, "What should I read?" and you give them something they've never heard of, and they come back a couple days later and go, "This is my new favorite comic book."
Yep.
Okay, hey man, you like Brian Azzarello? Hey man, I got 100 bullets for you. I've got this Batman run that he did, or stuff like that. Like you said, if you follow writers, then you'll always find.
All right, Gabe, you just gave me an idea. When's the next show?
What
next?
Show?
What? Us?
Shakers is Thursdays.
Thursdays. Okay, guys, the 11th. Oh, okay. So all the viewers right now, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give you a book to read. The other guys, think of something you want them to read right now. If you have it or you have access, go buy it, read it. Next Thursday, I want to know who in the chat read what we recommended and tell us your thoughts, okay? I had a guy come into my shop and he wanted me to read Martial Law. Anybody remember that?
Martial Law.
80. I've never read it, but I know it's an 80s book.
Okay.
From early
It looked like Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Good book.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I read it and I appreciated what it was for. Here's my pick. And I hate that it's Donny Cates because I like Donny Cates when he was Donny Cates. Guys, go read God Country if you have not read it yet. Okay. And next Thursday, which is the 11th, come back on, tell Laura I read God Country. Here are my thoughts. Put it in the chat. Marty, what do you got? What if you had to recommend something? Go read this off the map. What would it be?
By writer or by genre or
what you like? What would you think somebody would appreciate that maybe is not on the mainstream? Oh, I got to read Ultimate Spider-Man.
I would read things by if it wasn't a comic book related or just reading itself. I would read something like the Dragonland series by Margaret Wise or Tracy Hickman, or anything you can get by Margaret Wise or Hickman. Absolutely.
Give me a title.
Go with the Test of the Twins, Time of the Twins. It's a chronological. So all those three, yeah.
All right, chat, weigh in right now. Test of the Twins, Time of the Twins. Gabe, give me something, and then when I'm not here, the chat will weigh in. Tell me if you guys read it, and if everybody read or somebody read, and there's somebody that's participating, let me know. I'll send them a free trade paperback of God Country.
Nice.
My pick would be it's a Marvel book, but it's a Marvel book completely under the radar called Next Wave. That's where Elsa Bloodstone is in it.
Yes.
Monica Rambeau is in it. A lot of very like D-list characters who don't get along have to get along and save the world. It's a fantastic, crazy, out of control book. Next Wave, Agents of Hate.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys heard it here. Get out and read.
And Cover Price recommends Do a Powerbomb by Daniel Warren Johnson. That's a good pick.
Nice.
That's a good pick.
Daniel Warren Johnson. There we go.
Cool.
We don't have any more. So not a shameless plug. We're sold out.
Yeah, do whatever you gotta do to read these books, man. You know, I'm sure you can find them. Like you got like an app or something like that. You could find them. Like, yeah, check these books out for sure.
I recommend it. There's nothing. There's no greater joy to me than reading things that other people are into. See if I like them. Yeah. And I do or I don't. But either way, it's a good experience. So
there's nothing better than going, damn, that's a good book. I didn't know about. How come you didn't tell me about this book earlier?
Yeah, kind of God Country almost made me cry.
Yeah,
teardrop right here. So Marty, what was your pick again?
Dragonlance series, preferably the Chronicle of the Twins, by Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. Great writers. Wonderful artwork by Larry Elmore in there. Pick yourself up a copy of those. You'll never go wrong. Been reading them for years.
There you go. Gabe, hit me one more time.
Damn it, what was it? I just forgot it. Oh yeah, Next Wave, Agent of Hate.
There you go. Yeah. And guys, my pick, when I recommend it, I'll send it. Just IG me, and I'll make sure you get a copy because I over-ordered it because I really like it. So
send it here.
Right,
send it here.
I got you. If you guys want a copy too, I got like 20 of them, so I over-ordered. Let me know.
Absolutely.
Perfect. I might have to take you up on that offer because I don't have a copy.
Seriously, message me because if you want to read it, I will send it, and it was like a tearjerker for me. All right, I don't know how to do the outro, so I'm just gonna say sign off, guys. Gabe, any final thought?
Hey, everybody! Thanks again for showing up, hanging out on the Cool Thursday. Thanks, Anthony, for popping in unexpectedly and making this a great discussion about comic book trade dress, page layouts, and books to read. This is exciting. That's fun.
Hell yeah. Marty, hit me with it.
Man, may the comic gods continue to bless your long boxes. And hope you guys are having a great holiday season, man. I know I am. And, get out there. Get out there, look at the lights. Get out there and check things out. Or it's so festive this time of year. Yes, participate in your community. Go down your main streets. They're always beautiful, always lit up. So, nevertheless, enjoy yourselves. We'll see you guys next week. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And keep your head on a swivel.
100, guys. Have a great holiday. I don't know TiVo's exact saying, but keep digging in them long dog boxes. What does it say? And then if you find it, keep it raw, dog. We out. Peace.